The primary purpose of building your future city model is to give judges a three-dimensional perspective at how one section of your city would look. Your kids, however, will view this task quite differently, because for them, this is the fun part. This is where they get to stretch their imaginations, demonstrate their creativity in finding appropriate materials, and get their hands dirty in the building process. But before they go overboard in their grand plans and designs, it's important they understand a few simple rules. Their model, for instance, has to be built to scale. Since real-world engineers frequently use scale to describe proportion, that is, how the size of one thing compares to another, judges will want to know that your students understand and adhere to this important concept. You might begin this process by having your engineer mentor bring in a scale model of his own to describe the concept. And while there is no set scale that you must use for your model, you will have to indicate what scale you did use. For example, a 1/4 inch equals 1 foot. But regardless of the scale you choose, your final model may not exceed a width of 25 inches, a length of 50 inches, or a height of 20 inches. Also, don't make it so heavy that your student team members have difficulty moving it. Your model must also use at least one moving part to provide power to the city. In the past, these self-contained devices have ranged from mechanical, such as pulleys, magnets, and levers, to solar and even wind power, with students blowing on their windmills. You may also use an electrical device as long as it's battery or generator operated, since plugs and outlets will not be provided. There's also a $100 spending cap on purchasing any materials used to build your model, including materials used in support of the verbal presentation. This limitation, however, can easily become an asset when you tell your students they can collect their building materials from items they can easily find in their homes, recycling centers, and various businesses in your community. There are many hints in the handbook for ways to collect the materials you'll need. Also, since a picture's still worth 1,000 words, ask your class to focus on the materials used in previous future city models. They can see examples in the overview video on this CD-ROM and on our website. You'll also see a link to this page at the end of this video. 2 more items to remember about building the model. Even though the model accounts for approximately 30% of the competition's overall score, it does not have to be complex in either its design or use of materials. Indeed, the models of many winning designs are noticeable for their simplicity. Remember that the judges are looking for the thought process employed in the model's design and the quality workmanship of its construction. And since this is the most time-consuming portion of the competition, be sure to start the building process early. You can begin gathering materials, for instance, before completing your design. Consulting the timeline on our website will also help you gauge the amount of time you'll need to complete the model. And remember to let your kids have fun in this part of the competition, too. Yes, there are some limits to the model's size, cost, and design, but not to the imagination they'll use to build it.